That's them.
Do you want to do it?
What's that thing?
You do it. Yeah.
Preview starting now.
This week on the UBF podcast, we talk about the great Ronaldo's and Portugal's, obviously, Nations League win. We also talk about our venture on Sunday, where we head to the Rockdale Linden Sports Centre to commentate on Rockdale Linden versus Mount Druitt Town Rangers, plus all the MPL Women's New South Wales transfer.
And I think one of the greatest topics that will ever be discussed in the UBF podcast.
Catch it on the UBF podcast. Hello and welcome back to the UBF podcast. I'm Abs.
And I'm Thomas. Abdul, mate, how's your weekend? How's your public holiday, first of all, Abdul?
Happy birthday, King.
What's his name?
Philip. No. Charles.
I beg you for all my life, you keep that first one in place.
Charles.
I beg you for all my life. If Thomas Tuchel ever asked you to work for England, it's not happening. I'm just letting you know. You've severed the tie.
But my whole life I've grown up with Queen Elizabeth and, the king, the king incumbent.
But isn't your national team after Australia?
Correct. I'm still getting used to it though. When you've lived with something for so long.
A year and a half, brother.
It takes a while. But anyway, happy birthday, King.
Name?
Charles.
My guy.
Yeah. We're looking forward to your long tenure. You've got a lovely son in line as well, William. He's next in line. And thank you for this public holiday. We're very grateful for your time and
Did you make do of it, Abdul? Did you make what's the day useful to you, Abdul?
Slept, done a bit of work, and then watched the Dogs game, and then came here. Mate, Lockie Galvin, mate. That's besides the point, though.
Apparently, it's the worst haircut to ever be displayed on a rugby league field. Apparently, from what I was told.
Look, haircut aside, is a great play. I'm going to explain this in football terms. This is like Adrian Segacic basically kicking up a storm, wanting to leave Sydney, and then going and joining Melbourne City or an Auckland, who are currently top of the table, about to win championships, yada, yada, yada. And he's sitting at a team that's kind of, trying to rebuild / struggling, that, just a bit of a gist. But anyway, that's besides the point. Tom?
Fuck Para, basically.
Pretty much. Not like Steels.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. Massive morning,
Abdul.
for us Ronaldonators, sewers.
Definitely not sewers. We are not bottom dwellers, Abdul.
No, we are Ronaldo fanboys.
Ronaldo enthusiasts, Abdul. I think that's the word.
Enthusiasts.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Abdul, I want to, before we celebrate our great man's victory, and once you eventually get that button off, thank you. Abdul, I want to take you to a third place match that I was watching, and haven't supported a team so strongly besides my great national team of Croatia. I really wanted the Germans to win, Abdul.
Yeah.
But when Florian Wirtz hits the post, when you get a penalty disallowed, when you get a goal disallowed as well, things starting to look like it's not turning your way. For me, though, a bit of a controversial take. I think it was a very wide open game.
Yeah.
But I think the Germans could have won it in the first half.
Yeah, look, I don't think it's a blame the referee type game. I don't think it's they got no one else to blame but themselves. They had the chances, they could have taken them, and I just don't think they were up for it. At the end of the day, when you're dealing with a Thuram, you're dealing with an Mbappe, you're dealing with that level of French team, there's no messing around there. And I was looking at the lineup here. I think the Germans were missing a few.
Oh, mate, the French were as well. Let's be serious. Saliba wasn't there. Upamecano wasn't there. But I want to take you to the Germans quickly before we send our praises to Mbappe and Thuram especially. But I'm looking at the Germans' attack in particular. Adeyemi, some call him a pace merchant. I think he is. Should have scored the first chance.
Yeah.
You're looking at Florian. Florian's probably the best one there. Wolfdemade, whatever.
Wolfdemade.
That brother, yeah. And you're looking at Füllkrug. Not since Miroslav Klose or Klinsmann have we seen a potent German number 9. So, no, please don't. No. And I think that's their problem. Please don't search Kai Havertz goals in a Germany shirt, please. But that's the biggest problem for me, Abs, because you're looking at it. I think Klose at least buries one of those. I think Klinsmann buries one of those. And even Thomas Muller, I think, would bury some of those.
Yeah.
But then you look at the midfield. I think they got Maximilian Stiller. He's coming in there. He's a top player. I don't believe he played.
No.
You've got Kimmich there at right back, can play in the midfield. You've got Pascal Gross at Dortmund.
Yeah.
So they've got a side there, Abs, but they've got a lot of work to do for the 2026 World Cup. A lot. If they've, in any way or shape or form, if they think they're in contention.
Yeah, look, like I'm looking at their bench at the moment. You know, Robin Gosens, Voldemar Anton, Alexander Pavlovic, Felix Nemecha, Robert Andrich, and Leroy Sané.
Yeah, no.
Not the way it used to be. Like, don't get me wrong. You know, you still got players like Dennis Undav. You still got players like Serge Gnabry in there. But really, how far is that going to take you? You had to bring on 2 defenders in the midfield. You don't have that much attacking depth the way you used to. Plus, I look at that France team, man. Even though they're depleted,
They got 40 players they can choose from.
Kolomuani, Thuram, Mbappe, Shirky. Now, I was telling you off camera before.
Hey, you got Dembele there as well, casually.
Yeah. Rayan Shirky.
Yeah, he's a different player.
I remember him from like how do I explain it? If you've ever played FIFA career mode,
Kill me.
you'd be able
Please
to.
don't say you were that brother that scouted him.
No. Tom, I have an alibi for that will be able to tell you that. We used to play career mode. We'd jump on. I used to sign him as like a 61 rated, whatever he was. I think it was like 16, 17 at the time. Brought him to Arsenal. And I turned him to an 85, I think, or 86
Won
rated.
the Champions League first time.
We won the league. We won the Champions League together.
That's good.
And I'd like to say, before all of these teams scouted Rayan Shirky, it was me. But that's besides the point.
Massively.
He's a great player.
He's a wonderful player. I want to take you on to that brother that we mentioned before, too, and I think he really caused problems for the German defence. Yeah. Mbappe will steal all the plaudits. Wonderful finish, great touch from Tchouameni's ball. But the way Thuram complements Mbappe, the runs that he makes off him, and the way that he allows Mbappe to be the star in that French team shouldn't go unnoticed.
Yeah.
It often does. But he's a brother that I think often doesn't get the plaudits, especially even in Inter.
Yeah.
When you've got Lautaro there and you've got Çalhanoğlu there and you've got all those other players. But Thuram is one of those players that is very unselfish. Yeah. And I think he really caused Robert Koch, I believe, Joshua Kimmich a lot of problems at the back.
Look, I think with Thuram, and I don't want people to draw assumptions just because of a specific thing. I think Thuram is the closest thing to Drogba, style-wise.
Yeah, probably right. Yeah.
We've seen since Drogba.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the way he plays, the way he complements Mbappe, the way he's complemented, I believe it was Lautaro Martinez at Inter for a lot of the season. It's similar to the way Drogba used to complement Hazard, the way he used to complement. Like, he's still a scorer in his own right. He's still a great goal scorer in his own right. But when it comes to the way he plays, the stylistic, type of striker he is, I think it's very similar to Drogba. And his growth over the last probably 24 months since that World Cup.
Massive.
2020, I think it was the 2022 World Cup.
Yep.
Between him, his brother as well, who's doing great in his own right at Juventus. And the dad's a legend. People forget how good. Do you
want to know a fun fact? We'll move quickly on from the Thuram family album.
What?
How many goals did Lillian score in his career, Dad?
0.
His dad, sorry. How many? 2?
2? I don't know.
How many?
Tell me.
You
You're telling me the facts.
2.
Yeah.
Do you want to know who he scored against?
Arsenal.
Croatia, twice. In the one game.
Idea.
That's not an idea, moment.
Anyway, that's besides the point.
So he scored 2 goals
Yeah.
that sent Croatia home in the semi-final of 1998.
Look, I still think to this day that 2022 World Cup final could have changed the world. If France had won that, and if they won that the way it was going, if Thuram had put it into the back of the net coming off at halftime, if Mbappe completed, what was probably the
greatest individual World Cup performance.
The greatest individual performance you've ever seen. Yeah. I think we'd be talking very differently about these players. I don't think he'd be playing at Inter Milan. No. I think half of that French team would be at Madrid. And I'm not joking.
Half of them are already there.
But Germany, for me, are still an underdog.
Well, you've got Musiala to come back into the fold, and they do look a better side with him.
Yeah.
Don't forget, a lot of obviously it was held in Germany, the Euros last year, but a lot of that nation believes they were robbed against Spain, rightfully so. Cucurella for me still handballed that. I'll never forget that. Yeah. So, still in their mind, they can reach those levels that they did last year, but even then, you've lost Tony Kroos. That is a monumental figure. You've lost Thomas Muller.
Yeah.
You've lost Neuer. These are monumental figures from last year. 12 months ago when I having this discussion. I think out of those 4 finalists that you got the Portugal, the Spains, the French and the Germans, I think they've got the most work to do to get to 2026.
Yes, but I also think that it's not kind of a 3-year plan. It's let's get everyone back together. Let's kind of get everyone fit and they'll be able to go from there. Like you look at players like you still got to Havertz to come back in there. No, seriously. He's a main starter for Germany.
I don't say what.
And you put, I think Voltemade doesn't start. I think.
Oh, listen, they've apparently got really high raps on him. Like you look at him, he's a big boy.
Not ahead of Jamal, but
Jamal, no chance.
That's what I'm saying. Like you.
Well, it's going to be in the 9. You've either got Fulkrug, Havertz, or Walter Parking meter, whatever the fucking name is. So
Voltemade.
That brother. So in my head, Havertz starts out of those 3.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
and then it's a fight between Fulkrug and Parking meter.
Look, I think you'll have Sane in there.
Who's your front 3 then?
Sane starts on one side. I think Wirtz starts on the other.
Musiala in the 10.
Musiala in the 10 and Havertz up front. Can I say, Havertz is looking buff. Have you seen the photos?
He's been fucking off, so as long as
he's looking buff.
I think the missus is happy.
To be fair, he's just had congratulations, Kai. Kai's just also had a baby. No, doesn't work like that.
Speaking of a brother that's the biological age of 26,
yeah.
Congratulations to Mr. CR7, the GOAT in some people's minds, in the UBF's mind. # no hate. He's done it again, Abdul.
Yeah.
Proves the haters wrong at 40 years old. Gets on the score sheet again. Likewise in the semi-final against France.
Mm.
He keeps doing it. Sorry, against Germany, my apologies.
There's a goat for a reason.
I completely agree. And Abdul, I want to take you to what people are calling a foul. Did he push Cucurella out of the way, or
Cucurella is just a bit of a wuss sometimes.
Oh, I think he's a top 3 left back in the world, but I look forward to that discussion.
Top 3 left back in the world.
Yeah.
Ahead of who?
Do you want honest?
Ahead of who?
Do you want honest?
Yeah, give me your top 3.
Honest?
Give me your top 3.
Nuno Mendes first.
Yeah.
Second, Cucurella.
Yeah.
Third, Miles Whiskey.
Thomas, he wouldn't even get into ask, brother. He wouldn't get ahead of Calafiori.
Cucurella.
Yeah.
Cucurella.
Yeah.
No, please.
Not just about a footballer.
Calafiore or Cucurella?
Calafiore.
Tom.
All of you on spice.
Tom.
All of you on
Cucurella.
All of you on something.
Cucurella is barely top 10.
Nah, no, please. No, please.
Is he better than Alphonso Davies?
Of course he is. The brother hasn't played in a fucking year. Get a grip.
Seriously.
Michael Correa.
Seriously.
Euros winner.
Seriously.
He's
better than Robertson.
Abdul Robertson, just because he has a relentless plus on FIFA, doesn't the brother hasn't got legs anymore.
No.
Hello, please.
Seriously. He's better than I was going to say Grimaldo from Bayer Leverkusen.
Who starts for Spain? There's your answer.
Still, but as a player.
There's your answer.
Tom, just because you like a player and I like a player and you're the head coach of a team.
So you're telling me Robertson is a better left back? No, one second. Robertson's a better left back than Cucurella. Say
it with chest to your camera. I will clip this up and if you truly believe this, I will post this as a reel.
Marco Cucurella is a top 3 left back in world football at this current point. On the 9th of the 6th, 2025.
Good luck.
No problem. Top 3.
Yeah.
Do you want the 3 the camera as well?
Yeah.
Nuno Mendes first.
Yeah.
Marco Correa second.
Yeah.
Who's third?
You tell me.
Miles Lewis at this point.
Brother, you are cooked.
Joshua Guardiola on 4th.
Mendy.
Mendy.
Yeah.
I'll let you.
No. Nothing there.
Michael Correa is the top 3 left back in the world.
Nothing there.
Yep.
What about what's his name from Anthony Robertson from Fulham? You're telling me.
Sorry, Fulham.
From Fulham. You're telling me if
Fulham to.
You're telling me if Anthony Robinson signs with Chelsea tomorrow, he doesn't start? Of course he does.
You are fucking deluded. You are deluded.
Anyway.
What's your problem with Paella?
Huh?
What's your problem with Paella?
Nothing.
What's your problem with haircut? Tell me.
With his haircut, I love it. Love
someone. Well, clearly not enough.
Mate, but I don't think he's a top 3 left back.
You seriously don't?
Yeah, I don't.
No problem.
I barely think he's top 10. Anyway, that's besides the point. On to Ronaldo.
Look to your camera, and you can add that in the reel.
Yeah.
Just tell our lovely fans
who
spend their precious commodity, which is time, and watch our podcast.
Yes.
You're telling us that Michael Correa is not a top 10 left back in the world.
But you're talking.
Come on.
No. But you're talking like you're the one that is giving a common answer here. Your opinion is the outlier.
We'll find out.
It is the outlier.
Say here that Michael Correa is
Hello,
not.
Chelsea fans. Michael Correa is nowhere near a top 3, let alone top 5.
No, you said top 10. You said top 10.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah, let alone top 10. I could name, you know what? Next week, I'll come back with 10 better fullbacks than Michael Correa. Left backs. 10 better left backs than Michael Correa.
You're fucking deluded. Anyway, back to the GOAT, who agrees that Michael Correa is probably a better left back than you ever will be.
Well, he couldn't give two shits about Michael Correa. Neither can I.
Was
Because
it a
at the
foul?
end of the day, Sideshow Bob can go and return back to The Simpsons, where he belongs. And I'll be honest with you,
Was it a foul?
he's probably a $60 million transfer fee away from Chelsea signing another left back.
Was it a foul?
No, it wasn't. Bro, it's not enough to validate a foul or a penalty, anything like that. So
Let's just quickly shut the discussion now.
yeah,
Does he make the 2026 World Cup squad?
who?
Ronaldo.
Of course he does.
Does he start for Portugal?
Of course he does. He does not get let go. He does not
So
get
he
dropped.
starts.
But he starts till he doesn't want to
Okay.
start.
Let's look at who he came on for.
Yeah.
I don't think Ramos starts out of him. I agree.
Mm.
I don't think, off the top of my head, Felix could do what Ronaldo does
Yeah.
as a 9. I'm trying to think of anyone else as a 9. Jota can play there, but I don't think so.
Mm.
I'm struggling to think of someone else, unless
He start. Look,
I think he starts.
you got Gonçalo Ramos. You got obviously João Felix, Leao, Jota.
Leo starts on the left, doesn't he?
Leao starts on the left, but
As
he's
he
playing
should.
down the middle. No, there's no one else that. Oh, I've said it, bro. It's
Big
just,
man at 41 years old is off. He's going to the World Cup.
Pepe played the last World Cup. It was pretty much around the same age anyway.
Hmm.
Crazy thing, like, you don't realize how old he is. Like, he
So
is.
he's got the biological age of a 28-year-old.
Yeah.
26, 27. That's crazy.
Top, this is put into perspective. My mum is 4 years older than Ronaldo. And this bloke's still kicking it on the biggest stage of
He's
the
the
world.
go, bro.
It's ridiculous. I'm putting something into to ChatGPT as we speak.
I hate AI. Guys, what's your thoughts on AI? I'm half. I don't like the fact that it gives you better answers if you pay. I don't like that.
Okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
when you're ready.
I asked ChatGPT, name me 10 better left backs than Marco Correa
I
that
thought it was
currently
next week,
speak. No, I'll give you it now. Alfonso Davies, Theo Hernandez, Alejandro Balde, João Cancelo.
Cancelo.
Yeah. I
The
actually,
brother plays right back.
Oh, hold on.
It's not
given me.
Shapeshifters. Shapeshifter
It's
comes out next
hold on. It's actually played left back at Man City. It's given me answers for each one too. Alfonso Davies, elite pace, dribbling, and attacking threat, regarded among the world's best. Theo Hernandez combines explosive attacking runs with defensive reliability. Hold on. Alejandro Balde, more dynamic and consistent for club and country than Cucurella. You love this one. Alexander Zinchenko, superior in possession.
we'll call it that.
Hold
Stop,
on.
please,
No.
call it that. Stop, call it that.
No. This is for the viewers. This isn't for you. This is for the viewers. Superior in possession, more tactically versatile.
No problem. Done.
Number 5, João Cancelo. Though more naturally right-footed, frequently plays at left back at a high level. Number 6, you're gonna love this one. Ben Chilwell. When fit, more composed and balanced than Cucurella. Number 7, Andrew Robertson. Veteran presence, still offers more consistency and leadership. Number 8, Ferdi Kadioglu. One of Europe's most informed
Where did that guy
fullbacks.
play?
Brighton.
Tell me.
Brighton. Oh, Kadioglu, Fenerbahce.
Where does Chilwell play?
Chilwell. Not currently playing anyway.
But he's a better left back than Correa.
When fit. Hold on, I'm not
Fuck
done.
off.
Destiny
When fit.
Udogi, strong 24-25 season, physical dominance and smart in attack.
17th in the league.
And last one, Pervis Stepanian, consistent Premier League performer with
Yep,
attacking
no
upside.
problem.
I think, and this is where you get it wrong.
Yeah.
You've got form and consistency wrong. I think, yes, Cucurella is probably in better form than a lot of other fullbacks. But if I strip him
In world football right now, he's a top 3 fullback.
in form, but I wouldn't put him on the podium
No
of
problem. Whatever you want.
because if you could pick everyone, if everyone was fit, there would not be 2 other fullbacks better than Marco Correa. No.
No problem, sir. Whatever you feel.
Anyway, everyone's entitled to their own wrong opinion. Aside from that,
To the robot overlords, just in case this ever gets, I would never tell you to politely just keeping the record
Look,
safe.
I think AI is it's a beautiful thing. I think with the way it's been built and the way it's developing.
Thank you for clarifying that to our robot.
No, I like it. I think that it's a positive thing. I think that if it's used correctly, it's a major tool. But like everything else in life, some people use and abuse stuff. And
Likewise with entering the wrong inputs to get skewed answers. But that's okay. When you're ready, Abdul. Back to our GOAT, Abdul. So he starts the World Cup, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's his last tournament, surely.
Yeah, I genuinely think he wants to play with his son. I think that's why he's sticking around. I'm not joking.
Okay, I'll believe you.
His son's 14, 15 now.
I don't think you will. But
I don't know.
have we heard this crazy rumor, this crazy possibility that you can sign a player for 3 months for the Club World Cup, a contract for 3 months?
In the Saudi, yes.
Does he go to Inter Miami?
No,
For the 3 month
he's
Club World
going
Cup.
to Al Hilal. Pretty sure it's Al Hilal.
Nothing's confirmed yet.
From what I've heard, from what I've seen on, in terms of transfer rooms and all of that, I think it's Al Hilal that's in or Al Ahli. It's one of the two that's in the Club World Cup. He'll sign there for 3 months and he'll come back. But to be honest with you, man,
I don't like that.
No.
I don't like that though.
Can I be honest? When it comes to a state-led league or a federation-led league, like they have it over there and like we have over here, it's not a bad idea. Because
in terms of what? Sign a player for 3 months.
bro, like, okay, for example,
That's a jersey sales.
yeah, but Tom, let's just say, for example, the Western Sydney Wanderers are in a Club World Cup.
Yep.
Okay. Now, they're the only team representing Australia.
Yep.
Let's just say, you're going in against Al Nassr, Manchester City, Real Madrid, yada, yada, yada. Why wouldn't you, as a country, forget as a league, as a country, put your best players together and try to build, let's be honest, respectfully, you're going to go over there playing Real Madrid and Man City. They're not going to know who you are.
No.
Okay. So why not go down to Melbourne Victory, grab Arzani, grab Piscopo, grab Machach, go to Melbourne City, grab Beach, put them all together in one team, put them in a Wanderers kit and have them play the other. It's not a bad idea. Just think about it from that perspective. They're playing teams much stronger than them.
I agree. It's a good point.
As a country, they're turning around. They're like, all right, let's put our best players together. Let's put them on the world stage. Let's go. It's not a bad idea.
I agree.
But there's too much pride in some people, in some countries, to be able to see it that way. And I think that's where it lies there.
But the kid in us, it would be nice to see them two play together on the
It'll
team.
never happen.
It will never happen,
never
unfortunately.
It's, enjoy it on your FIFA teams. Probably best off. They're both 97 rated at the moment and they're in packs. So head over to FIFA, open your
Cheeky plug it.
open your SBCs, open up your packs, do your foot champs and go to my packs and the store.
Yep. Click X or click X or whatever it is.
Buy 12,000 FIFA points and go get yourself.
We don't condone gambling. But there is a 96 Luka Modric SBC. So.
Bro,
Anyway,
I'm not sending my whole club.
I've already sent the whole club.
Anyway,
the whole club's gone.
That's besides the point. We've said that a lot this episode.
Back to our game.
Yeah.
At hand. Lamine Yamal, he's 17. I've seen the people, pocketed, Ballon d'Or shout's gone. The kid's 17. Relax. He's allowed to have an off game. Yes, didn't look good on that stage.
Yeah.
Ronaldo tracking back. Ronaldo never trackles back.
Yeah.
Never. So yeah, it was a bit sad to see from if you're a Lamine Yamal fan, and obviously for Spain for the country's point. But I think Portugal do what Portugal do.
Yeah.
They have moments. They suffocate you. They sit there. They do everything wrong for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And somehow they just get it. That's the Portuguese national team because let's be real, Spain wins that any other day.
To be honest with you, bro, I'm just going to pull up the team list here just so I don't get it wrong. I have an inkling feeling Portugal on paper have a better team.
When you're ready.
We'll go from the back. You got Unai Simon and Diogo Costa.
Yeah, Costa.
Nuno Mendes, Cucurella.
Mensch.
Nuno Mendes. You got Iniacho and Diaz, and then you got Lenormand and Huijsen.
Diaz and Huijsen.
Now, I believe, hold on. Antonio Silva, yeah, that was it there. Bernardo Silva, Vitinha, and
Where's the
Bruno
right back?
Fernandes.
Where's the right back?
Neves, that being João Neves and
Carvalho.
Mingueza. João Neves.
Neves.
Okay. And then you've got Vitinha, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, Ruiz, Pedri, Zubimendi.
Pedro Zubimendi and Vitinha.
Really? I'd probably go, look, Fabian Ruiz is a great player.
Top player.
Had a great tournament. But let's be honest with ourselves, after that tournament, we haven't heard much of him.
Oh, listen, he's a PSG.
It's all been Vitinha and
Neves.
since then. Okay, Bruno Fernandes through a shitstorm that is Manchester
He's
United
the best player at that club.
has stood up there. Look, Bernardo Silva's probably past his best, but you'd have to go Vitinha, Bruno, and Pedri.
That was Zubimendi. Marino there on the bench as well. Carry on.
Zubimendi's a great player. I think he's on par with Vitinha.
And he's on the way to the Emirates.
He's mate, I can't wait.
Another midfielder that you don't need. Carry on.
No, it can't
No,
do this,
just
to be
carry
honest. It's called depth, Thomas. You know about that. 48 players deep.
47.
Pedro Neto, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Conche Sao, Nico Williams, Oyarzabal, and Lamine Yamal.
Williams, Lamau, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So ultimately, you've got
I think it's 6-5 Portugal.
1, 2,
I think it's 6-5 Portugal.
7.
7-4. That's okay. We're talking here the Euro winners. We're talking here the favourites for the World Cup. On to that World Cup up the very early predictions. A year out.
Tom, but we're also talking Spain being FIFA number 2.
Who's won?
The second ranking.
Of course.
Would be
that's
Argentina.
Question.
Yeah.
Early World Cup predictions. Out of those 4, you can include England in there.
Yeah.
You can include Italy, who might not even make it.
Yeah.
Shout out Norway. Who's your favourite candidate from Europe?
England.
Sorry?
England.
They beat Andorra 1-0. They played well for 25
Still
minutes.
getting used to it, bro. You're getting used to a new system, a new coach, and I think come that time,
Sorry. So Thomas
Tuchel is going to win England the World Cup.
There's the camera.
Thomas Tuchel will win England the World Cup, and I
In
think
his first go.
we said that about Arne Slot, who won the Premier League. And look, it's not an easy feat. I'm not comparing the Premier League to the World Cup, but he's the type of coach that I think could do it.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I think
I'm going to go safe answer, Spain.
no, but how?
Pardon?
Be honest with yourself. They were driven by who in the Euros? Of all players, who was it?
Lamau.
Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Williams.
And
electric.
Nico Williams.
Danny Olmo.
Correct, but
Electric.
it was an unknown. Lamine Yamal back then was still coming out of the blocks.
You still can't defend the guy.
Okay. But he's still coming out of the
You
blocks.
still can't defend the guy.
A one show pony.
not a one-show pony.
A one show
He's not a
pony,
one-show
not
pony.
him, the team.
How is it a one-shot pony?
Bro, they're very reliant on those two players.
They're not.
But they won a World Cup on the base of them. They were just killing people down the sides.
They want to walk.
Brother,
They want a Euros.
they won a Euros, on the base of them two playing down the wing. It was literally all them.
They were great. Olmo was excellent. Pedri was
And they
excellent.
had Rodri in the middle. Great
Correct.
team.
Who's gonna come
But
back
I
in
don't
this
think, Tom, I don't think they're going to be able to do it once again.
Okay, no problem.
Because
So England's your candidate.
I think England,
No problem.
I'll be honest, coaching-wise,
I'm not looking at your coach. I'm looking on the day who's going to win him.
I still back Tuchel.
No problem.
I think tournament-wise, I think he's a very good
Great tournament manager.
He's a very good cup coach, and I think he'll be able to navigate his way through that. I trust it, and the only other team in there that I can see causing some trouble would have to be France.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it goes Spain, France, and then the third probably England. Or I like the Dutch side. I do like the Dutch side a lot.
There's a lot of youngsters there.
Reinders, Van Dijk,
Yeah.
Frimpong, Gakpo, Xavi Simons, Flecken. Top
But the
side.
the Dutch will always be the Dutch, and
Oh, they made the final in 2010.
they never.
No, I agree.
They can never get across the line. Anyway,
Sounds like another national team.
look, put it this way. I think Brazil, outside of Europe, I think
That was my next shout, yeah.
Brazil, and I said it when we had Pagano on the show.
You said Brazil fucking 2022, relax. Even before
No. But I said it, what is it, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
We were talking about it. I said Brazil's my shout. I think they look, under Ancelotti now as well, they're going to look a whole different beast.
What's the Endrick Angelotti drama? Have you seen that? Yeah.
Look, I think Endrick needs a loan move for like 2 years. Needs a
3.
long loan.
3. They've got a lot of young, promising attackers, Brazil. And I look forward to them look forward to Ancelotti using them, especially in these qualifiers.
Yeah.
Just because, let's be honest, they don't finish top 4 or 5 now with the expanded format.
No.
That's a farce. And they'll definitely qualify. I think he obviously needs to, my apologies, players need to get used to the system and bleed in, but I think he's got to make use of those wingers and he will. He's an experienced coach, and I think definitely Brazil are those favourites. I think Argentina are going to have a massive fall off.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Look, before we move on, I want to chat about Australia's win last week. We
Yes,
forgot
as
about
we
that one.
should have started the episode with.
1-0 to Australia. First time beating Japan since 2009. Aziz Bayic. Wow.
9-6.
What was it?
6 World Cup 2006. Lost 3. We beat them 3-2.
No, last time we beat them was 2009.
Was it?
Yes. 16 years ago.
My apologies.
They've been saying that all over. That's all they've hampered about. Oh, they're never going to beat them. They're never going to beat them. It's been 16 years. Yeah, but Mr. Aziz Bayic.
Someone's new lock screen.
It's a great photo.
It's a great photo.
I think that kind of represented, I believe it was, what's his name? Joe Esposito from the A-Leagues posted it on Twitter. It's a photo of him and one of the other boys in the team. And he said it's the perfect representation of what modern Australian football should look like.
As it should. So many different cultures, ethnicities, religion. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Abdul, I want to take you to, if you don't mind follow the podcast, everyone knows my affiliation with Japanese football, Abdul.
We'll call it a fetish. Yeah.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing gone.
Okay. I heard what you said. Sorry, just baffled by that. Abdul, for me, on the day, let's call it a spade a spade.
Yeah.
I think everyone here can agree. I think all our viewers can agree as well. Japan absolutely battered Australia. Let's put it this way. Battered. They did.
Yeah.
When you have 45 entries into the opposition half, into the attacking third of the opposition in 45 minutes, that's an entry per minute.
Yeah.
So that's an entry per minute.
No.
You're telling me Maeda, Kubo starts, Minamino,
Yeah.
Endo.
Yeah.
Who's your brother? Arsenal. Tomiyasu. 5 massive Ueda. 6 massive players missing from the Japanese squad in 2022 that shocked the world, beat Germany, beat Spain. I don't see a world where we win. But as a fellow Australian, myself, you'll think I'm Japanese for all God knows. I'm so happy for the boys, and I'm so happy for Popovic the way he's stuck in there. But I just don't want to give a false sense of hope for anyone. Or it's great to see. We've basically, again, touch wood, secured our place in the World Cup. But we got battered for 89 minutes. One sec. Battered for 89 minutes. Yeah. Let's just call a spade. Battered. However, this is the Australian way. We never give up. This is the way that we do it. And we sit there and we're such a better defensive team under Popovic. And it's wonderful to see. I'm very happy. I think we need to just, again, let's call a spade. I think Irukunda comes in the squad. We look different. I think if Duke starts, we look different because I think he made a massive difference when he came on. But we need to improve our attacking ways. And Popper is a defensive coach, but if we're going to go toe-to-toe with the best, unless he's planning to hold on for 90 minutes against a France or an Argentina or a Brazil or England or a Spain or a Croatia even now, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's not going to happen. Like, you look at the World Cup we had, Tunisia, Denmark.
Yeah.
Denmark are a better team now than what they were. Salam.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Look,
I'm just saying.
You're a long-time Wanderers fan, correct?
I am so.
It's like the pot calling the kettle black. You know what Popper's like.
I do have a black
So when you turn around and you say, oh, they had 45 entries into the box.
That was facts.
But what do you expect on the Popper? Popper's not going to come out and play possession football.
Salam.
You signed Tony Popovic,
Salam.
not Pep Guardiola.
We tried to play out from the back. That's his way.
Yes.
We got killed.
But at the same time, you know that when shit hits the fan or when times get tough on the Popper, what do? You pump the brakes and you park it at the back. What's the worst that can happen? 0-0. He got one in the end. Great. But get used to it. You look at the team you put out there. You had Bajic.
There's 7 defenders.
Yeah, bro. You had Bajic, Teague, and Barella basically forming almost a front three at one point. Serrati, Burgess, Deganek at the back, Miller and O'Neill down the other side, and then Boyle and Metcalf playing up through the middle.
Connor Metcalf, I have questions over you.
Why?
I think he's a very overhyped footballer.
Explain.
I don't know. I just don't see much. I don't.
Yeah, but
there are some players that are in a squad that are a team player that do well for the team, but I don't see much. I don't. I really don't. I don't know.
okay.
Maybe that's just me.
I think we don't see enough of him. You know, he does play
On the
for,
ball.
He does know. I'm saying in general. He plays for St. Pauli in Germany. They've had a great.
Was
Yes.
that Irvine?
No, Irvine plays there as well.
Oh, does he? Okay.
So they both play there.
Yeah.
They've just had a season where they've been promoted, I believe, into the Bundesliga next year. It's all justified. And I'll be honest, there's more A-League players in this lineup. I'm looking at it now that we've ever had. That's what I love about Popper.
I like that.
Popper promotes this.
I like that. I'm not.
You
I'm
know,
not complaining about
Daniel Arzani. You had Jason Greer in there. Riley McGree is a name I haven't heard of for a while.
that. Top player.
I love
Top.
that
Credit
goal.
to him because that assist to Age
Yeah.
to pull it in that moment with the pressure riding on that situation
Yeah.
and the possible qualification into the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
What an absolute brilliant way to etch yourself into Australian history.
Yeah.
It is. It absolutely is, without a shadow of a doubt.
Look, and I think Brendan Barella is going to be a mainstay in this Popper team.
Yeah, the
He
press,
is
the running.
so Popper coded.
Yeah, the running's different level.
Like, but at the same time, I want to see him score more goals, man.
He has to, but that's something that he's lost under Rudin. Rudin made him into that goal threat.
Yeah.
Lost it under Stage. A lot of other players stepped up. Milo had a season that might never have again in his career. So hopefully Barello does get those goals. I want to take you Abs to Wednesday morning, 4:15 against Saudi Arabia our time.
Yeah.
Touch wood, we're into the FIFA World Cup.
I read something online. Isn't it an automatic 3-0 loss if you forfeit?
Yeah.
What? We just forfeit the game and sack the trip.
Anyway,
Because no, we need to. If
I think we need to lose 4.
the only way we don't make it into the automatic qualifications into the World Cup is if we lose by 5 goals.
Yeah.
If we lose by 4, it then depends on whether it's on goals against or goals scored.
Matty Ryan, it's up to you, son.
Yeah.
I think we'll be okay.
If Japan couldn't crack us, what makes you think Saudi will? They've only, I believe they've scored before the last game like 6 goals.
Yeah.
So we'll be fine.
We'll be okay.
We'll be fine.
Donald Trump in America, we'll see you soon. I'm excited.
Anyway, that's enough for the international scene. It's been, I'll be honest, man.
Oh, Croatia won 7-0 against Gibraltar. Sorry, just forgot to say that. When you're ready.
Against who?
Pardon?
Against who?
Georgia. You didn't hear it.
Gibraltar.
I swear it was Georgia.
Gibraltar.
Germany's, was it?
Tom Almani's all-age 3 team could have scored a goal against them. Not saying we would have won the game. Probably
Okay.
could have scored.
Just carry on.
Anyway, that's besides the point.
So I just forgot to mention that.
Sunday's a big day, Tom.
Massive day, Salam.
Massive day. We are on commentary for official commentary, guys. The MPL New South Wales clash between Rockdale Illingdon FC and the Mount Druitt Town Rangers. It's out at Rockdale Illingdon Sports Centre. I'm keen, Tom. We're on a duo call. Now they don't do that very often.
Salam, the first time I believe in
It's happened before.
football.
It's happened
But
before.
UBF hasn't done it.
No, it's happened before. I'm not gonna.
It's rare though.
It's
It is
rare.
rare. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Salam. I'll take you back, Salam, when I was in Year 9. I'll never forget this moment, Salam. We were at school and we had the yearly careers day, Salam, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I was a bit of a unique kid, Salam. You can ask anyone.
Still
do you
are.
want to know who thank you, Salam. Do you want to know who I wanted to meet, Salam? I wanted to meet the Fox studio crew. So I went in, Salam, and I went to Fox Studios, I believe, somewhere in the city.
Next to
And-
Allianz Stadium.
That one, yep.
Yep.
And saw Mark Bosnich,
Yeah.
Ned Zelic, Adam Peacock, took a photo with them, Salam, at the age of 16. I was about yay high. And I went in there and took a photo and I said, I want to be a commentator. I get a bit emotional now, Salam. Yeah, on Sunday, that goal becomes reality for me. And a lot of people are lucky to have a dream. In the first place, a lot of people are fortunate enough to live that dream.
Yeah.
Very rare. And I'm doing well not to tear up now. It's really, we can ask any of my friends. It's a really big goal for me. It really is. And what better person to do it with than the brother there to my right, I believe it will be to your left, main vision. But yeah, it'll be an absolute pleasure for me, Salam. I'm not going to lie. I've always wanted to be a commentator after I realised I couldn't crack it at football when I was aged 2 years old. But yeah, I can't wait. I really can't wait.
I just have one question. And I don't mean, I'm glad you got to meet all these people.
Are we forgetting all just the emotional?
We'll get back to it.
We'll get back to it, Carol.
Why did you have to travel all the way to the city to meet Mark Bosnich and when you could have just traveled 2 minutes down the road?
No, because I wanted to be in the studio.
I'm like, you said Mark Bosnich and then Zelic as well.
Ned Zelic.
And I'm like, dude, I swear I've seen them at King Tom more than I
don't think Adam Peacock's been to King Tom.
It's besides the point. Massive thing for us.
What about you, Salam? You ever had any aspirations to get on the mic? Not as an MC, Salam.
Do you want to know? I remember in year 3, we sat down like in class and we're doing like a careers thing. I still remember what I said to that day. Now it's probably changed since then.
Tell me.
I said I wanted to be Prime Minister.
Oh.
I wanted to become a politician.
I'll vote for you, Salam.
I was 8 at the time.
Do you want to disclose to our fans what political party you are?
No, we're not that
Smart
podcast.
Smart choice.
But look, I've always had a dream of working in sport. I've always wanted to work in sport and around sport, no matter what, facility it is, whether it's behind the camera, in front of the camera, behind the keyboard, writing stuff. I don't care. It's being able to go to work with a smile.
It's the industry.
And do all of that. It's the industry you want to work in. I grew up in league, like we've talked about before. I've done a lot of stuff in and around rugby league and been able to do it around football now. Like football means to me just as much as league does. Like obviously league was the first sport I ever watched, but the way football kind of grows on you is just different. So Sunday for me is a massive one, and I think it's a very much a hard work starts to pay off moment for me.
Yeah,
what's the word? Talk the talk.
Time to walk the walk, Salam.
Time to walk the walk now, and that's good. I've got to do a bit of study. Make sure you know all the numbers and the names.
Are we doing a study session, Salam?
Yeah, we are, mate.
Do you want to do it in the library like year 12, or do I come to your house? Do you want to come to mine?
Or like
Do you
this.
want to do a late night? We get some snacks.
Sure. What snacks do you have?
Many different snacks, Salam.
Like?
Would you like some Croatian delicacies?
No, then we'll come to my house.
I don't think they're Croatian.
I don't want cabbage soup at midnight.
Sorry?
I don't feel like cabbage soup.
It's not called cabbage soup. It's actually, anyway.
What is it called?
We don't just eat cabbage, Salam.
I don't know. Everything has cabbage and Croatian
Sarma
food.
is a beautiful dish. I want to have,
Yeah, but I don't want to have it while I'm studying.
Grah is a beautiful dish. Don't you dare say anything about those words. You don't know. If you don't know, better not to say anything.
Grah.
Are you going to mention mahunye on...
Who?
Sorry.
Mahunye?
It's like a mixed bean dish. Mahunye. You're gonna mention mahunye on the comms, Salam?
Who?
It's a dish. Mahunye.
Mimluchie.
That's Arabic.
Mahunye.
What?
Where's your deal?
Say ma.
Yeah.
Hu-ne.
Mahune.
No, it's not cojones.
Mahune.
It's mahune.
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 Macaroni?
No.
Stallions?
Put it. We've derived from the point. I think as well with. Yeah, it's a massive moment, bro. I think it is a massive shout for Football New South Wales as well for making it happen. And
2 ethnic boys from Western Sydney.
2 boys from Western Sydney.
2 ethnic boys from Western Sydney. It's important to say that part as well because let's be real, whether we like it or not, there is a stigma against people like us. There's a lot against people from various different races, religions, gender, whatever. There's always a stigma against everyone. But personally, from our experience, where we are looking forward to getting our crack, and I have no shadow of a doubt in my mind that everyone, including Jules, the UBF crew, Jules, you want to give a shout out to?
Hello.
That's Jules. I've got no shadow of a doubt in my mind, Dabs, that us 3 will perform, and looking forward to working with Football New South Wales in the future.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, tune in 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Where did I watch it?
Football New South Wales YouTube channel, live and exclusive on there. And
Do you reckon we'll break some records for the most viewed as well?
probably not, no, Thomas.
Why not that?
Because we're not Martin Tyler and Alan Smith.
I swear, it was funny because I was creating the YouTube, not the YouTube, sorry, the Instagram story. I was going, Abdul Tyler?
Stay
Thomas Smith?
stay off the Mukhin, bro. I think it's getting to you. The Mukhin is getting to you.
My parents will be in touch.
You can
parents
call
will
me
be in
now. That's fine.
touch. I don't think she'll go here this time.
Why?
Anyway, Abdul,
Yeah.
I'm looking at my phone and I'm getting notifications 24/7 on FootMob, SofaScore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of transfers happening in the world, Abdul, but I want to take you to a more of a local context in the women's space in the NPL.
Yeah.
Can you explain to the viewers why, for example, a grand final winner in Taylor Ray now is possibly playing for Sydney Olympic? How does that work? Why does it happen? What's the point?
Okay. So, long story short, when it comes to, before I get to the nitty gritty of it, when it comes to our women's league here in Australia, there's not enough money in the world to pay these players to have an off season and still be able to just enjoy their off season. No, because they only play 22 weeks of the year, or whatever it is now, they have to go down to the NPL to make up their time there. So what happens is usually probably a good third of the league, sometimes more, end up in the NPL New South Wales competition. Now, what we're doing here, we're about to run you through a whole lot of transfers that have happened from the A-League Women's to the NPL New South Wales competition.
And I'll dare say it now. The Marvel Avengers are in Sydney.
Yeah, the Avengers
The
have
Avengers are in
assembled.
Sydney.
The Avengers have assembled.
Captain America has landed, possibly in Belmore. Sponsor.
Okay. So, RPL Leichhardt have managed to snap up Sally James from Canberra, Jess Seaman from Central Coast, while Sophie Hoban, Tash Pryor, and Claudia Chicho have all returned to Lambert Park. The Bulls FC Academy have brought in Avani Prakash, who is a young Matilda. She's at Western United, plus the Dos Santos sisters.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. And Amber Lukmai from Sydney FC. On top of that, Gemma Ferris and Claudia Valletta have also joined the Bulls FC Academy. Now, we head over to Gladesville, where they have picked up, I believe Sham Karmas has gone there.
Keeper of the year.
Yeah, Taryn King, Eliza Hamilton, Bianca Galich, and Miku Sonaga. Plus
From Mariners to
Roberts.
Gladesville to the Croatian national team for Bianca. Wow.
Doesn't end there. South Coast, we go to the Illawarra Stingrays. So they've gone off. They've signed Danica Matos, Brooklyn Hudson, and Sienna Seveska from the Western Sydney Wanderers. Brianna Edwards returns from Sydney
Strange
FC,
league.
and Alex McKenzie Rice from Canberra United. Now, fun fact: Brianna Edwards' sister, I think it's Siobhan, plays for Illawarra as well. So that explains that. We're not done there yet. Last season's champions, MacArthur Rams, have added Bronte True and Maya Lobo, Tegan Bertolicio, Darcy Malone, both from Canberra United, Indy Breyer from Newcastle, and have also signed Amelia Cesar, who was playing for the Wanderers earlier this season, and Talia Franco from Sydney FC.
Okay.
Mount Druitt Town Rangers have gone off and signed Anna Harada and Ella Buchanan from the Wanderers. Josie Allen and Emma Dundas both returned to the Jets NPL team.
Yeah.
That makes
my
sense.
super team yet?
Huh?
Where's my super team?
Newly capped Matilda Izzy Gomez returns to North Haramara. This is the Northern Tigers, guys. Joined by a few others: Lily McMahon, Shadeen Evans, and Greta Krazula from the Central Coast Mariners. Josie Wilson from the Jets returns home, and Jasmine Black from Sydney FC joins the green and white. Plus
And
Misha
Jasmine.
Anderson from Perth.
And Jasmine.
And Jasmine. Hold on.
Bit of voice
Doesn't in there. NWS Spirit has seen a significant number of arrivals to Christie Park.
Here we go.
Madison Makamaski, Sophie Harding from the Wanderers,
Poor.
Club Junior Ruby Sullivan from FC, who's a great player, Ella Abdul Masih from Perth, Tiana Robertson, the goalkeeper from the Newcastle Jets, and Bethany Gordon, plus Princess Ibini, all joined the
Whoa.
Spirit.
Bit of a super team there.
Now, on top of that, they already have the leading goal scorer in the league. So it's been, I believe, Sky Harmerick that plays there. So we're not done there yet.
Take me to the team, Abdul. Take me to the Avengers.
So when we say the Avengers have assembled, we mean they've made their way down to Belmore at Petermore, and
it's not the Bulldogs.
and they've gotten together and they formed the new Avengers, the NPL New South Wales Women's Avengers. This is Sydney Olympics additions to the team so far. Taylor Ray, Peter Trimmis, Tiana Fuller all joined from the Mariners. Jaya Bauman and Aideen Keane come down from Canberra United. Alyssa Wynnum, who's on about 7 goals in 3 games now, has signed from Wellington, as well as Annalie Grove. Now, if that isn't the Avengers assembling, I don't know what that is. Because
that's different level.
ever since Wynnum and Keane have come into the side, they haven't lost. They're 3 on the road. It's crazy.
Abdul.
We're not done.
No, just quickly. Because I feel like it's going to be a monologue of you just reading it out like a teleprompter.
I've got 3 teams left.
Oh, kill me.
Sydney University have also brought back a few former graduates.
A plethora of players. Yes, Abdul.
Talia Capitan-Ellis from the Wanderers, Maddie Caspers and Holly Caspers have also signed there.
Oh, there's Casper sisters are there.
Yeah, and there's also been movement at the Village Green. 3 arrivals from the Central Coast Mariners: Leah Puxty, Sarah Langman, and Annalise Rasmussen. While Abby Lemon also come in from Sydney FC, that being UNSW. Mm-hmm. And the last one, the Western Sydney Wanderers. They say Talia Eunice, Amy Hall, Amy Bennett, and Amy Chessery. And whispers, I've heard potentially a couple more girls might be joining that squad from the Wanderers. So,
wow.
Manly United, the only side that Manly United are the only side that did not sign any A-League women's players.
Manly love to do it different. They love to do it different.
Bro, that's insane.
Abdul.
Also, thanks to NPL New South Wales for the article.
Thank you to our employers. Abdul, I want to take you to just quickly on that.
Yeah.
It's crazy that people make these comparisons about the women's and males players.
Yeah.
By the sounds of it, that's 2/3 of the league. And these are all competent players, Abdul, in the league. And they have no preseason, essentially.
100%.
They without a shadow of my mind, they would have to be some of the fittest people in sport.
This is their preseason.
But that's not right. It's not right. It's not what? And to collect money?
They shouldn't. It's not even the money side of it, Tom. They shouldn't have to. Like, I think a topic here that could come out of this is the fact that, I'm sure Talia Eunice and Sophie Harding and Amy Chessery would love at the time off. They would love to have 3 months off, enjoy their time, see their families. But no, you got to go play NPL. Why? Because we've talked about it before. On average, I believe last year it was like $25,000 a year.
Sorry, you get more at KFC.
Tom, that's an apprenticeship money.
Of course.
That's apprenticeship money. That's what you would get being an apprentice for a plumber. So explain to me at the end of the day how we expect our women's game to grow here, how we put so much hype behind the Matildas and we praise from the mountains, from the above. Oh, the Matildas are great. The Matildas. No, but this is the breeding ground. This is where they start. This is where
players are made.
This is where players are made. And I'll be honest, like I've watched enough NPL. I watch enough of the girls' game. I watch with the work, some of the work that I do.
Last week as well.
We've sat there, we've watched them, and there's a lot of talent there.
Of course there's.
Don't get me wrong. There's some players that have been stuck in NPL for years, and rightfully so. But at the end of the day, it's not fair that the girls have to do that and the boys don't. Can you imagine Daniel Arzani in the off season dipping? Oh, I want to go play for Oakley. Or I don't know, Nicholas Milanovic going, oh yeah, I'm going to jump in and play for Sydney United. Bro, it's not fair.
No, of course it's not.
Because then the people in the NPL, and this is what kills me, the people in the NPL, when I say the people, I mean the players, would complain.
Roughly so.
They're losing opportunities. So why is it okay for the girls to lose their opportunities?
Of course. But why is it okay for those girls that are in NPL that are trying to make it into the A-League, into the Liberty A-League, why are they struggling when it comes up, for example, Alyssa Women? Great player, top player. But will she score 7 goals in the league for Wellington Phoenix? I don't think so.
No.
In 3 games. I don't think so.
No, she'll probably score 2.
Correct. So why do the keepers, especially at the NPL level, or the defenders in the NPL level, that are versing an Olympic, why will they have to cop 7? It's not right. Especially when they're trying to get there in the league as well.
Just to get it right. Like, this isn't... we're not having a go at the league here. We're not having a go at the players themselves.
Just raising questions.
It's not so much that, we want to see these players play for these clubs, but at the same time, is it worth it at the expense of, this player or that player? Let's just say, for example, I'm going to even... Maya Lobo at the Wanderers moved to... Where'd she go again? MacArthur Rams.
Yeah.
you know, okay, she ends up having to play against Alyssa Wynnum, who on her day will score a hat trick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Maya Lobo played against Olympic earlier in the season already and looked amazing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like,
I agree. I agree.
you know what I mean?
It's paradox.
But I also think it's a double-edged sword. It's the girls have to deal with this and the boys don't. Because right now, the competition flips on it. It's Olympic had not won a game before Alyssa Wynnum and Aideen King came in. They had not won a game all season.
Yeah.
They're on 3 draws.
Technically, they can still make the finals.
Technically, they can. And I think they might. Tom, no one's
With a
beating.
squad like that.
Tom, they're taking off Aideen Keane and Alyssa Wynnum the other day, and they brought on Peter Trimmis and Tiana Fuller. Plus, there's rumours as well that an experienced Wanderer might make her way down to that Olympic team as well.
Yeah.
So
To be up.
I'm not going to say anything just yet because I don't think it's common knowledge.
And I don't think UBF have the right, Salam, to
No.
say that. But, Salam, that's a really interesting topic, seriously it is, and I look forward to delving in that more as the weeks to come. And obviously, there'll be more content on the females game, especially in the MPL. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
Me too.
I do. And once again, that's going to be one of our goals and accomplishments of the podcast as a whole, with Jules there as well. It's going to be a great day, Abs, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to this off-season. We've got some amazing stuff planned. And none better than starting off our run of guest episodes, apparently, Abdul, as the boss said. Abdul, give us a little bit of a teaser. Who will be our first guest?
Next week, we've got none other than ex-Panthers and Tigers rugby league player, manages his own watch business with his brother Dallin. Our host, or our guest co-host next
That's the one.
week is Malachi Wateni Zalesniak.
Very clap for Malachi.
That's fun.
Yes, Abdul Malachi will be joining us here at the lovely Lightweight Athletic Club Studios. Use code UBF15 for 15% off all your purchases. I got that right.
you finally got
Gee,
that right,
I'm
mate.
so excited. But yeah, Abdul, I'm looking forward to having Malachi on here. And again, if you rewind a year ago, Maletic takes his annual trip to the homeland, to the Movina.
Doesn't move in. Yeah.
Leave on the 29th, Abs, of this month, and I come back on the 22nd. Will I be missed, Abdul?
Probably not.
Probably not. Producer, waiting for your input there.
Oh, I'll always miss you.
Thank you, Julian. I appreciate that. Good to see where my allegiance is like, clearly. Good to know who's receiving a gift as well.
Thank you.
Anyway, by the way, I bought him a gift last year. He doesn't want it. But anyway,
You didn't even get me
maybe
one.
You're gonna get,
that's all right. Just got your gift. That's
maybe
all right.
if you're going to get someone a gift, get something that fits.
It fitted me. You didn't even get me one.
It barely fits.
I got everyone a gift. It was just different for everyone.
Anyway,
Okay.
He got me a hug.
No. But yeah, so I'll be gone. Don't worry, Abs. Do you want to clarify where we'll be going in those 3 to 4 weeks? Where
well, while Tom's in the Morvina,
so, the Movina is the newspaper in Croatia. Abdul, say the Movina. The Movina.
the Morvina.
Thermometer. Relax.
Anyway, while Tom's in Croatia, I will be here in my abode,
Holding down the fort.
holding down the fort. There will be an unfortunate week of absence potentially. That will be to be confirmed.
But we've got a filler week, Abdul, where we can use some content in there, I believe.
Sorry, Thomas, you'll be doing content while you're in Croatia.
Sorry.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
What?
Yes, you
Yes.
will.
What am I capturing, guys?
I don't know. You'll figure it out. Thomas will, show us his wonderful trip over there. We'll sort it out. Don't worry, that's fine.
I'm also going to Norway. So if I see Haaland, I'll let you know. Do you know where I'm going? He's going to Sweden. Hopefully I see Zlatan.
Why are we finding that out now? We thought you were just going to Croatia.
The Movina, if I stay there for too long, I feel an attachment, and the podcast might not be able to have the funds to go to Croatia and move there permanently, Abdul.
We respectfully,
Sorry, careful.
we don't want to
wouldn't
move
do
to
that.
Croatia.
Nah, what won't be happening.
Yeah. Respectfully.
Well, it's good. In the village that I live, there's no network there, so that's okay.
The world does not revolve
Around Croatia.
around Croatia.
It does, Abdul.
The
But,
center of the world is the sun, and where the world revolves around.
geographically, Croatia is closer to the equator than Australia. You can fact check that.
Do you know time is based around London? So you're definitely nowhere near the center of
Yeah.
this earth.
London's 0-0.
Yeah, and Croatia is closer to.
Not that close.
Right next door, bro.
Paris is closer. And
Fuck
Paris,
it, it's an
and
hour.
Paris,
It's an hour.
hey, and guess what? It's in France.
It's an hour away.
And it's closer to the equator, so what?
That means we're close to the center of the earth. That means it revolves
No,
around.
you're further from the center of the earth, actually.
How?
Because you're further from the equator at the widest part
Sorry,
of the earth.
respectfully, we're all the same amount of distance away from the center of the earth anyway. It's a freaking sphere.
No, not
Unless
really.
you believe it's flat. It's a sphere. It's the same distance.
So the earth is like a cake pop.
Yes. The earth is a cake pop.
Do you roast marshmallows, Abdul?
No, dear. It's the same distance.
So the earth is like a cake pop.
Yes. The earth is a cake pop.
Do you roast marshmallows, Abdul?
No, do you?
I do.
Good for you.
So you're telling me that you just made an analogy where
It's true though.
you put something.
If I drill one hole through the
center of the
sphere,
earth.
through the center of the earth and out the other way,
It wouldn't show up because it would melt during the, at the core.
no, that's besides the point. It's the same distance. So technically, Australia is the same distance to the center of the earth as Croatia.
Politely, no one gives a fuck.
Oh, you've just been you're the one that brought the point up.
Because
You only say
Croatia
no.
is fucking elite. You don't understand that?
fucking God.
Yeah, why aren't you taking me to Croatia?
Pardon?
You never asked me.
Italian. So unfortunately, the Italians and Crows,
No, we get on.
after what happened in Euro 2024,
Oh, it doesn't matter.
unfortunately,
I invite you to the San Siro.
Zaccagni has
That's fine. I was,
San Siro. Speaking of that, Petar Susic versus Modric derby. That's
Hey,
coming up
listen,
into this.
I take you to San Siro. You take me to Hajduk Split.
He actually says it right compared to you,
how did Croatians just manage to make everything about Croatia?
because it is.
You talk about the San Siro and Italian derby, and all of a sudden it's
Petar
become.
Susic
It's
versus Modric.
Perisic's derby.
Sorry.
It's next.
It's Petar Susic versus Luka Modric derby.
We're bad. Listen, us Lebanese, we can do that. Something. You guys are on another level.
Abdul, the Croatian people, Lebanese people generally have a beautiful affection towards each other.
No, we
I
do.
would want to be the first two people that cause a divide in
We're
Australia.
not causing
Abdul.
a divide. But how have we made the Italian of all Italian derbies about Croatia?
Because
How have you done
Modric is the star of AC Milan. He's not even signed there
He's
yet.
like 45.
Sorry?
He's like 45
He's
now.
not. He may
that?
look
He'll play
65.
really well in the CDR.
Thank you very much. I agree with that.
It's more tactical, more technical. You probably see some really wonderful football from him.
Thank you.
And AC Milan needs a really good midfielder right now.
Okay. And on that note,
I feel like he just spoke the most sense out of this whole podcast.
probably. Thomas, enjoy your trip to the Movina.
I'm not going yet. I'll see it Rockdale first.
Aren't you going to the Movina now?
Pardon?
Aren't you going to the Movina now?
Yes, I'm getting a 6-hour transit flight to the closest village in Melbourne. I believe it's near Dandenong, which I've been there once. It actually represents the Croatian village very well, Abdul.
Yeah.
Shout out to that area.
Nah, look, it's been good.
And I'm really, really excited for the commentary. And no better person to do it with, Abdul. I know we joke. I know we joke a lot, me and you, but but I couldn't have imagined a better person to do this journey with. A dream of mine personally, and a dream of yours to work in sport. And I feel like this is just going to add to your resume.
Yeah, look, genuinely, like I said, same as you. I'm looking forward to it, and mate, it is what it is, and we're back the week after as well at the great Seymour Shore, watching Sutherland Sharks take on St George FC.
We actually did our first commentary gig there, Abdul. Some would say that's where we got the practice from.
And on that note, Thomas, I've been Abs.
I've been Thomas, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.
Ciao, ciao.